measurement? Well, the best and the most simplest one is the one that we use very often, and that is a meter scale. So if you have seen a meter scale, of course you must be using a meter scale. So this is how it is calibrated. But well, the minimum measurement that you can have is only equal to 1/10 of a centimeter, or equal to 1 millimeter, or equal to 0.1 centimeters, right? So this is the minimum measurement that you can get in terms of a normal meter scale, right? So if I need a measurement in centimeters up to 2 decimal places, what we use is an instrument called as a vernier calipers. Okay, so to measure the length of an object, we usually use a normal scale, which is the marking in centimeters, and we all have used that, we all have seen that, right? Now, this scale has 10 divisions in 1 centimeter. So, for a length of 1 centimeter, it is divided into 10 equal divisions, and each division will correspond to 1 millimeter, or 0.1 centimeters. Now, the minimum value that you can measure on a particular scale, that is called as the least count, or the minimum value that you can measure from an instrument is called as the least count of the instrument. So, it will not give you a precision to a second place after the decimal point. As you can see, if you're measuring in terms of centimeters, the minimum measurement that you can measure from a normal scale is only up to 0.1 centimeters, or 1 millimeter. Now, to get a more precise measurement, what we use is an instrument called as vernier calipers. So vernier calipers looks something like this. So take a good look at how this vernier calipers actually looks like. And it has got two scales. One is the sliding vernier scale, and another one is the normal main scale. So if you see, this is how actually the vernier calipers looks like, and you can slide the vernier scale. So I have one vernier calipers with me. Okay, so you can see, you can slide this vernier scale, to and fro like this, and with this you are going to take all the measurements, and this vernier scale or this instrument can give you the measurement of length, the measurement of external diameter. For example, if I take this cylinder, well, if I want to measure its external diameter, all I need to do is to put it like this, see, and then ensure that it's tightly and closely it's properly closed over here, and then I'll just take the reading. Now, in few moments from now, I'll also teach you how to take up all these readings. This for external diameter. Then you have got these jaws which are used for measurement of internal diameter, and you should fix it up like this, and then you can measure the internal diameter by checking the reading over here. How do we check that reading? How do we take that reading? All that I'll tell you, don't worry. And if you want to measure the depth, there is small tail over here, right? So you can just put it in, and then you can go up to the base and again take the reading, and this is how you can take the measurement from a vernier calipers. So this is how the instrument looks like, and I'm sure this instrument is quite familiar because it is often seen in all the physics lab across India. In all different schools, you'll find this instrument in all physics lab. Okay, so this is what a vernier calipers is all about, and it consists of what? It consists of two main important components. The first one is a main scale. The main scale is a normal scale. Okay, so the normal scale that we use, which is calibrated in terms of centimeters, and 1 centimeter is divided equally into 10 equal divisions, and each division will be equal to 0.1 centimeter. And then you have a sliding vernier scale. Okay, so what are the different parts? Let's understand the different parts of it. So the different parts, as you see, is the upper jaw. Upper jaw is used to measure the internal diameter. The lower jaw is used to measure the external diameter, or even the length. Then this is the vernier scale that you see right over here. You have a lock screw, you have a thumb screw for sliding it, and then there is the main scale. So these are the main important parts of a vernier scale. Now, how do we take the measurement of this vernier scale or vernier calipers. Now, before we get into finding the measurement, we must understand on what principle is this based upon. So what is the principle of vernier calipers? This is what we are going to understand first. So what is this principle? The vernier calipers uses the principle of alignment of line segments to determine a more accurate reading. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that, let us say you're talking about a line, you're talking about a length, and let us say this length is x, and if you think about the main scale, well, it will have some divisions and another scale will be divided into n divisions. So n divisions on the main scale is divided, or n minus 1 division on the main scale is equivalent to n divisions on the vernier scale. So based on this principle, based on this comparative principle between two scales, the game of two scales, you will be able to figure out the exact measurement up to 2 decimal places. Now, how it works in case of vernier calipers, we'll understand that. But in terms of principle, let's take these two as some general scales. Let's say the first one is scale A, the second one is scale B. And what we see over here, that n divisions on scale B is equal to n minus 1 divisions on scale A, right? So n minus 1 division on scale A is equal to n divisions on scale B. So what we can say is, on scale B, 1 division will be equal to n minus 1 divided by n on scale A. So this is how, by comparing with different scales, you are able to do a measurement. Now, how it works in case of vernier calipers, that is very important for us to understand. In terms of principle, well, you have two scales, and with these two scales you are going to do all the kinds of measurements. You're going to measure the values, and this value is going to be more precise than what you have measured it with a main scale. So let's understand in context of a vernier calipers, then things will be pretty easy for you. Okay, so now that we have understood the principle, the first scale is the main scale and the second scale is the vernier scale. So if you take this vernier calipers in front of you, what do you get? If I just try to zoom in into the part where both of these scales are together, what do you see is that 1 centimeter, that is, this is nothing but 10 millimeters, which is equal to 1 centimeter, on the main scale is divided into 10 equal divisions, which means each division on the main scale is equivalent to 0.1 centimeter, or is equal to 1 millimeter. Okay, all right. Now, if I take 9 divisions on the main scale, and I divide it into 10 equal parts. If I divide it into 10 equal parts, which means I have divided 9 millimeters into 10 equal parts, which means what I get is 0.9 millimeters. Correct? 0.9 millimeters. So on this scale, what will be the value that I'll be able to measure? What is going to be the least count? Well, the least count, and understand this properly, the least count is going to be the difference of the least count of the two scales. So on this, I have got 0.9 mm. Over here, I have got the total value of 1 mm. So if I write 1 minus 0.9 mm, this is equal to 0.1 millimeters, or this is equal to 0.01 millimeters. So this is the minimum value that you can measure on a vernier scale. So 0.01 centimeters, 0.01 centimeters. So now how it works? It works on the principle of a vernier scale and vernier calipers. Just now we have seen that n divisions on, or n minus 1 divisions on the main scale is equal to the n divisions on vernier scale. So n minus 1 division on scale A is equal to n divisions on scale B. So on scale B, what do we have? N minus 1 divided by n of scale A. Now how does it work for a vernier calipers? So you have got 9 divisions on the main scale equals to 10 divisions on the vernier scale. See, 9 divisions on the main scale is 9 millimeters, is equal to the 10 divisions on the vernier scale. So 9 main scale division is equivalent to 10 vernier scale division. That means 1 vernier scale division is equal to how much? Well, that is equal to 9 by 10 divisions of the main scale divisions, right? Which means that 1 main scale division was equal to 0.1 centimeter. Correct? So we find out that it is equal to 0.9 millimeters. every scale over here, or every division over here on the vernier scale, is equal to 0.9 times of the main scale division. All right, so if you want to take the reading, what we can say is that one vernier scale division is equivalent to 0.9 times of main scale division. Now what will be the least count? The least count is going to be a difference of one main scale division and one vernier scale division. So as we know, least count is one main scale division minus one vernier scale division, and we have found out that one vernier scale division is equal to 9 by 10 times of main scale division. What we can write is that least count is equal to one main scale division, that is equal to 1 millimeter, right? If you plug the value in, you get the value of least count, or this difference, is equal to 0.1 millimeters. 0.1 millimeters means that by using this scale, you will be able to measure up to a value equivalent to 0.01 centimeters precisely, right? So with full precision, you'll be able to measure up to 2 decimal places if you are measuring a length or a diameter or the radius, whatever you are trying to measure, up to 2 decimal places in terms of centimeters. And this is a more accurate reading that you get when you compare it with the measurement of a main scale. Okay,